Hello guys, to welcome to this new video in the Python tutorial playlist, and with this video we will be starting our actual Python learning. Previous to these previous videos were introductory sessions, and we had set up Visual Studio Code in Windows as well as Linux. There was problem in video recording in Linux. Frames were dropping, so I have come to Windows to see what, so if there is any progress. So first of all, let's open the code, Visual Studio Code in our directory. So I have opened terminal. The folder was Python, okay, and here we will open Visual Studio Code using the command code space dot. So this command will open VS Code in our desired directory. So in this video we will be covering chapter 3 of latest Python, that is Python basics. The topics that we will be covering here are identifiers and keywords, Python data types, basic types, and under basic types we have integer and float values. Then we will learn about how to assign variable type and its assignment. Then we will learn about arithmetic operators. Then some operations we will study. After that we will uh, learn about precedence and associativity of operators. Then we will learn about conversion of data types from one data type to another. Then we will learn about built-in functions, built-in modules, and after that we will know about container data types, the containers. Then we will learn about comments and indentation. Then about multi-lining comments, we will have a quick overview over classes and objects, then multiple objects, and that after that we will solve some programs, and then there will be exercise from at the end of this chapter. So to begin with, let's continue with identifiers and keywords. So I think this will create problem. Yeah, this anyway. Let's see if it's still. This is the reason why I don't want to open Windows. It gets quite slow. Okay. Before that, I would like to uh, show some extensions that I have installed, and it is Jupyter. Jupyter. Where is the Jupyter? Okay. So we will need to install Jupyter from Microsoft, this extension, and then Jupyter key map. And yeah, only that both are needed. So what it will do is that now we can create Jupyter notebooks in the current directory, and let me show you how we can do. So yes, okay, let me just notebook and IPYNB. Notice the extension IPYNB. With this extension we will create Jupyter notebook. With Jupyter notebooks, the advantage will be that we won't be having to run the Python file all. We don't need to run the Python file every, like if we write a code and then we need to execute it, we need to run the whole file, the whole Python script. But with Jupyter notebook that won't be the case. We can write a single line and then we can execute it as per needed. That we will come to it. First let me show you. So what are identifier and keywords? We know that Python is a case sensitive language. In Python, if we write small a and capital A, these both will be treated differently. And Python identifier is a name used to identify variable, function, class, module, or any other object. It is in layman terms it can be termed as it is a name of a variable. Identifiers are the names of variable. However, there are some rules to create identifiers. Let us discuss the rules. Identifiers should start with an alphabet or an underscore. Remember, it should start with an alphabet or a underscore. We can use this can be followed by 0 or more letters or underscores and digits. A keyword cannot be used as identifier. We will come to keywords. So what are the rules? Rule number 1 is that a keyword identifier, that is a variable name, should start with alphabet or a underscore, and we can't use a keyword name as identifier. It will create problems. We will come to it later. And okay, so first detecting kernels. Let me specify the kernel of a Python environment. What is Python environment? Yeah, this one. So that I set up that for this notebook we will be using Python 3.13.2. Okay, so identifier. So it will be starting with let x equal to 6. Okay, this is the first identifier. Okay, let me first show you all this, then I will close this Chrome, then there won't be a problem. Okay, what are keywords? Keywords are the special words that are reserved for Python in that are reserved for Python interpreter. That is, these words have a special meaning for the interpreter. Uh, some of the you see, I have opened W3 School's blog. Here we have a list of Python keywords. Some of the keywords are true, import, notice. Only true and false have a true, false, and none have a capital. Starts with capital alphabet. Other than that, all are small. Okay, let's true, import, false, from, none, if, and, for, as, global, assert, accept, def, del. There are many keywords. Let me count it: 3, 1, 4, 3, 3, 6, 2, 8, 28, 29. There are 20. Okay, 33 keywords in Python. There are many more. Some more are added in the later versions, but these are the commonly used, and you can find this at W3 School or on the net anywhere. It is available easily. Just type keywords and it will show you all everything. Okay, with this let me close this. Okay, so now we learned about keywords, and now we will so here x is an identifier which stores the value 6. Okay, now let me print x. It won't cause any problem. See, okay, it is connected, and let it show the output. The identifier name here is x, that is small x. Okay, where is the output? Okay, it's still running. Let me so we can also use request. Okay, so this is the first time I'm using Jupyter Notebook in this VS Code, and so it was installing. Just click on yes and it will do the rest by itself. Now we can use capital X also. 7, 6 equal to 5. That is also, and we can start with underscore also. Let equal to 10, and now print x 76 and let. Okay, and now I will show if we start with a digit 1 a b c equal to 67. See this red one, this is showing an error. statements must be separated by new lines or view problem. Actually, it is not showing the exact error, but you know the error. It is starting with a digit, and what was the rule? We can't start a identifier name with a digit. It must start with underscore or a alphabet. Okay, so that was all. Then coming to Python data types. Data types are the variable types, the types of variable. Uh, So the types of Python supports three categories of data types, that are basic data types, container data types, and user-defined data types. Under basic data types, we have int, float, complex, bool for boolean, string, and bytes. So int is the integer. Integer, you all know, -1, -2, -3, all the whole numbers, and integer along with their negative counterparts. Float is for real numbers, like decimal numbers. And then complex is for complex numbers, real and complex one. And we have boolean data types have two values, that is true or false. These are the two data types, two types of boolean data type. Then string is a collection of alphabetical array. That is any string, like a sentence, word, that is under single quotation, double quotation, or triple quotation. We can use any of them in Python. Then come bytes. Bytes are uh, that is to byte values. Under container data types, we have list, tuple, set, and dict for dictionary. So what is container data types are the data types that store more than one basic more than one variable. Like it is a list, like it is a container. We can store more of the same or different types under container data types. And then we have user defined data types, under which we create our own variables. Under that comes classes and objects. So in this chapter we will be covering basic data types, and more of the data types will be covered later in the video, in later chapters. Okay, so some examples of basic data types are integers, like integer, this one, like let me, okay, like 6, 7, -9, minus 0, -0 has no sense, it will be 0 itself. These are integers. Let me, int. Okay, these are the integer data types. Then we have float. What will come under float? Float will be 1.2, 2.3. Yeah, see, this is executed x, and here it will also be executed because it is a valid identifier. Now this one will create a problem. 1ABC. See, this one will be creating a problem. What problem it will create? Invalid decimal literal. See, invalid decimal literal. That means this is not valid. However, if we add a underscore in front, it will be good. Yeah, see. So that was the problem. It can't start, the identifier name can't start with a digit. Either we have to use alphabet or underscore. And also, we can't use any special characters. I think dollar also we can't use. Yeah, dollar also we can't use. So only special symbol that we can use in our identifier name is underscore. Apart from that, we can't use anything. Okay, so these are the integer values, and these are float. And let's come to what was the complex one. Complex will be 1 plus 2, 3i. Okay, I think, yeah, it is showing error because now I think it will. 3. How do we? There was something. Okay, let me see how. Okay, J, not I. It's J actually. My bad. Okay, so this is a. Okay, let me. We can know the data type of a variable by using type functions. See, type X, it will show complex. Yeah, complex. And after that we have booleans, like if we x equal to, okay, x equal to 6, type X, see, it is integer. And if we move it 1.2, it is float. Complex we already saw, and we will use now true. It will come under boolean. Then what we have, string. So string we can represent under, yeah, this will be string. String is denoted by str. We can also use double quotations for that. It is also a string. I think we can use triple quotation also. Yeah, this is also good. Backticks, I think backticks we can't use here. Backtick was in JavaScript. Yeah, it is not same. Yeah, invalid syntax. So we can use either single quotation, double quotation, or triple quotation for uh, to denote string. For triple quotation, we need to use 3 times single quotations, and it will be triple. However, for double quotation, we can't use 2 single quotations. It won't be valid. For double quotation, we need to explicitly give double quotes. Yeah, and one more thing. Uh, it's See here, what I have done is I have started with a single quote but ended with double quote. That won't be valid. It will be considered. So the quotation that will start, it will have to end with the same quotation. However, if I place one single tick, it will be good. Yeah, see. Okay, so that was string. Time bytes is, I think we need to byte is given by b, single tick. Okay, single tick backslash. Bytes is for binary data. X A1, again a backtick, and yeah, is it good? No, perhaps you escaped the end code. Okay, I skipped. Oh, end code is not there. Yeah, yeah, bytes this way. I am not also clear about bytes data type. We don't use much byte data. Integer and float ranges. Range of float. So int can be of any arbitrary size. The good thing with Python is that since we are dynamically assigning values, it we can put any larger number here. Let me see. One. How much is that? I myself don't know. See, it is about many. Okay, and if I place a dot here, will it be good? Yeah, float. Yeah. So naturally, how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. It is around 30 uh, long, like 30 places we can put. So that is the power of Python. We can it is very well used for scientific calculation. You can see how larger number we can process. The video is getting quite long anyways. So that was float. Now we have already. Okay, yeah, we can also have INF. INF is for infinity. It is available. No, INF is not defined. Okay. So we have variable type and assignment. We already covered. simple variable. Okay, multiple assignment. Yeah, we can also assign multiple values at once. Let me delete this one for you. Okay, yeah, x equal to 1 and y equal to 4 and z equal to 15. See, we have assigned multiple values x, y and z. I think this will okay, yeah. The error was that we need to use semicolon here, not just a comma, it will be a semicolon. Okay, type expects one argument and I have provided 3 arguments. Okay, type y, control shift down. Okay, no, alt shift down. Yeah, these are shortcuts of VS Code. Okay, type y. Okay, we have to control X, control V. Okay, control X, control V. See, all three are integer values. Now coming to arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators that are supported by Python are plus, minus, multiplication, division. Now we have modulus operator. If you are coming from another programming language, you very well know what modulus operator does. What is that? What it does is that it prints out a remainder. We will see. We will come to it later. Okay. Then we have floor division, and we have exponential. Okay. This is for commentation. Like, let me arithmetic operators. So let x equal to 5 and y equal to 6. Print x plus y. Okay, alt shift and down to copy the previous one. Here we will write x minus x multiplied x divided x modulus operator and floor division. Okay, print x and exponential. Okay, let me print it. See, so plus is you all know 6 plus 5, 5 plus 6, 5 minus 1, and is 5 into 6. So 5 by 6. What Python does that is it gives float values if it gives the actual division. In like in C and C++, what we had done, it would have given 0, that it will give integer, but that is not with Python. It gives actual value for division, and this is remainder. C, 5 divided by 6 gives remainder 5. Float division means that the smallest it is the largest integer that will be like yeah, the floor division is that if we put, let me like 7, it will give 1. Yeah. What is that? Is that it rounds off? No. Floor. Let me modulus operator. What is? It is the floor value that we get. Like if 5 divided by 6, what is the output? 0.8. And what is the smallest, greatest? What is the smallest integer to this value that is less than this? That will be 0. And if I had given like 11, see 11 by 6, let me divide it for you. 11 by 6, what it will give? It will give 1.8. But what is the smallest, what is the greatest integer that is smaller than this value? That is 1. So here we have 1. Then this one is exponential 5 to the power 6. If we give here 2 to the power 3, it will we will get 2 to the power 3, 8. And if we reverse it, 3 to the power 3, 3 3s are 9, 3s are 27. Okay, that was all about arithmetic operator. Now we will come to learn about precedence. What precedence is that? Precedence tells us that if multiple operators are in the same line, in what order will they be executed? That is known as precedence. So let me show you, like 3 plus 6 into 2 divided by 1 uh, plus 2 to the power 3. Okay, so precedence, the first precedence is given for, okay, yeah, we will put bracket also, like 3 plus 2 plus 3 brackets. Anything else? Yeah, there are many things. Okay, so the first precedence is given for, first precedence will be given for brackets. Brackets. So first this will be executed. 3 plus 2 equal to 5. Okay, let me where is that? Yeah, first we executed 5, 3 plus 2 5. Then what will be executed? Then it will be then it will execute exponential. So it was 3 2 to the power 3, that is 8. Now it has executed 8. What we have in between? We have plus. Okay, after that what will be executed? Then it will execute any of multiplication, division. Okay, let me write in the new line, that will be good. Then it will execute this one or floor. So any of the four, that is multiplication, division, modulus operator and floor division operator. First brackets, then exponential, then any of these four. Okay, let me see, is there anyone available? Yes, see, multiplication, so it will be 6 into 2, 12. What we have in between? Yeah, division will also be executed. 12 divided by 1, that is 12. Now we have plus. So okay, so and after that, at last we will have uh, plus or minus, as per the, if anyone is available. So what we have? We have 3 plus, we have 3 plus available here. Any more? Okay, so 3 plus 6 into 2, yeah, okay, 2 into 8, yeah. So what 12, 3, 15, 15, 23, 28. I think we will get 28 as answer. Let me see. Yeah, 28. Okay, yeah. The dot is because here we divided, and from there we get this float. Okay, so precedence and associativity is done. Now we can convert int into float. Like say, to convert like int, it is called type conversion. So 1.2. What is 1.2? 1.2 is float, but now we have typecasted into int. Like this we can do. And what will you, when it is typecasted to lower one, that way it will lose its value, that we will get only 1. See, here we get 1. However, if we do float 1, what is 1? 1 is integer value, but now we have typecasted it to float. What will be the answer? 1.0. Yeah, 1.0. And if we like bool 1, what is 1? 1 is true value. So for boolean, just remember that any value, only 0 will have false value. Other than that, any value we give, even if you give minus value, it will be true. 7.7 float value, yeah, true. Only if we give 0, let me see what is 0.0. Yeah, it is false. If we remove the minus, only 0 will have false value. Other than that, each value will be considered true when we typecast to boolean. Okay. Okay, so we have conversion. We can convert any data type into any other data type. We can convert into float, float to real. Okay, what was a real? Real was for complex. Okay, complex 0.2. What will be the answer? 0 plus 0j. Okay, if we give 1, 1 plus 0j. Okay, if we get 0.6. Yeah. See, for converting into to complex, the real value is assigned to the real part 0.6 real part, and uh, imaginary part is given 0. So that was type conversion. Then built-in functions. Python has many built-in functions. We will discuss functions, but let's for function detail in later chapters. But function is but we have been using many functions, like some built-in functions. Print is a built-in function. Then we have help also. Let me see, help, print, what is what it says. Yeah, help gives help on print function. Help built on, like if we give help x, do you have x? X is not there. Yeah, help class integer. Yeah, what is x? X. Let me see where we have x. Yeah, x equal to 5. Okay, if we give, so it was an integer value, so help on int object. If we give 1.2, then it will give float object. Yeah, float object methods. You can explore it by yourself with help of with help function. We will get an overview. And then what we have absolute. ABS absolute will give absolute value. Yeah, -4 has absolute value of, that is, in mathematics we have modulus, that is same as absolute value. And then we have power. Power is C counterpart 2, 3. What will it is similar to 2 raised to the power 3, to the power 3, 8. Then we have min. Min function takes many values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What it will print? It will print the minimum of these values. Minimum is 1. If we provide single value, then also it will give int object. Oh, yeah. See, it it takes an iterable, that is more than one value, 1 and 2. Same with max. Max will give the maximum of those. Okay, and div mod is, okay, div mod is another function. So what it returns is a pair of values, that is 1 divided by 2 and 1, no, 1, not even 1 modulus of operator by 2 and 1 remainder by 2, 1 flow division and 1. See, 1 divided by 2, 1 flow, when we use flow division of 1 by 2, it gives 0, and when 1 is divided by 2, the remainder is 1. So that pair we have got. Okay, then round is for rounding numbers like 1.23456, and if we round it to 2 digits, what will be the 1.23? See, and if we give here 7, it will be 1.24. Yeah, round, you can, it just rounds. First is the uh, number to be rounded, and second one is the specifies the precision. Okay, then we have binary 3. It returns the binary value of 3, that is 0b represents the, it is a binary value. 1 is the binary for 3. Similarly, we have binary, then we have hex. X is 0x3. Okay, if we give uh, 13 has 0x, for 0x denotes that it is a hexadecimal value. D is for 13. Same with OCT, octal 0 for octal, and 15 is the value of 13 in octal 1. Okay, now we have built-in modules. Module is like a program that is a script file that is created, that comes with the package itself, Python package. For example, print function is not written. We do not write print function, but since it is automatically loaded, we are able to use print modules. So common module is import math. So now what it does is that it imports the math module here. What math is? Math is a script that is created by developers, and in the earlier, like early day, they have created and stored. So now we can use any, like math.py, I think. Yeah, math, dir math, dir. Yeah, and dir gives all the functions, variables stored in this module. So math module has a pi variable that has value 3.14. It is basically mathematical pi. And so since we have to import module, we need to use import keyword. However, this we with import math will import all the variables and functions. However, if we want to import something particular, we will use from math import pi. Now we can use, we don't we won't be needing to use math.py. We can directly use pi. See, I run that and pi. Okay, we can also use as pi. What we have done is that we imported pi from math and renamed it as capital Pi. Now Pi has no existence here. Okay, that was wrong. Now Pi has no, small Pi has, there is something wrong. Oh, actually I have imported earlier. Like if I restart it, where we have restart here. If I restart the terminal, okay, restart. While restarting, actually Pi was stored from earlier version. Like earlier I had imported, that was stored in variable, and so py was having existence right now also, but now I have restarted, so all the previous variables are gone. And now if I run this, okay, now if I do pi will have no existence. See, pi is not defined. Why? Because we have imported as capital pi. Yeah. Okay, so built-in, you can explore this round floor. Then we have trigonometric also, random. Okay, random module we have. Then we have container types. Container types contain list, like x equal to, this is list 1 2 3 4 5. See, these are 1 2 3 4 5 are individually integer data types, but we have stored them in a single variable, that is x. And if we print x, see, this is a list. Enclosing under square bracket is list. Type X is list. Same if we do for small braces, it will be tuple. Tuple is basically type of list, but in tuple we can't we can't modify it. That we will come to later on. So it is tuple. Okay, let me X is Y. X is a list, Y is a tuple, and what is dictionary is key value pairs. Key value like X1, B2. What is the error? It is A is not defined. Okay. B. Okay. Now this is dictionary and set. Set is also similar to set is a list, but it won't be containing any duplicate items. Okay. So type X is list. Type Y is tuple. Type Z is dictionary, and type S is set. Now let me show you one important thing. When defining list, KLIST, list, if we when we used multiple values, that is okay, it was list. But what happens if we give this, type LISTT, it will be a list. But let me show you what happens when we do this. See what happened. Earlier it was, let me delete it. Earlier when we did this, it was a set. This is a set, right? Type Y, no, tuple, sorry, tuple. But here what happened? It is not list. It is not tuple. It is integer. What happened? Because single value under brackets won't be considered as a it will be evaluated. So if we need to assign a single value to a tuple, we need to append this with a comma. Then it will be a tuple. See, I think that was with set. It is, this is not the problem. Yeah, with set this is now. Only with tuple we have to take care that if we need to assign a single value to a tuple, we should append it with a comma. For more than one values we don't need, but for single values we need to give a comma. Why it is taking too much time to tuple. Okay, so comments. Comments are the lines that we add for that won't be executed, but while writing code, it helps the reader to know about what is like how the code is like comments have. So in Python, comment starts with a pound symbol, hash. So this is a comment. It won't be executed, or we can use triple double quotations for a for comments. Okay, so this we can use it as, if we assign it to a variable, it is, so this is a multi-line comment. No, this is not a multi-line comment. Okay, there is something. Anyways, so we will come to this later. I think there is some problem. Multi-line comment is not. What is happening? Okay. Commented, then it is good. Okay. So what we discussed, let's recap. First, we learned about identifiers and keywords. Identifiers are the variable names. Keywords are the special words that are reserved for interpreter, Python interpreter to understand, and they have a special value for the interpreter. Then we read about data types. Data types are integer, float. Integer, float. Python has three categories of data types: basic data types, collection data types, container data types, and we have user defined data types. In this chapter we learned about basic data types, that is int, float, complex, boolean, what was that, and bytes and strings. Then after that we read about container data types, that is now before that we learned about arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiplication, division, uh, modulus operator, floor division, and exponential. After that we came to know about precedence. First precedence is given to brackets, then exponential, then these all: multiplication, division, modulus, and floor division, then plus, minus. Then after that we learned about precedence over. Then we learned about some functions and modules, how to import them. Then we learned about container data type, that is list, tuple, dictionary, set. Let me show you one. If there is 4, 3, what we have done is that we provided similar values to sets, that is 1, 2, 3. 4 is repeated, 3 is repeated. Let's see what happens. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. The duplicate values are ignored by the set. Okay. So then we came to know about some of the built-in functions, and we learned about comments. Comments start with a pound symbol. Okay. So I think we have learned a lot for this basic Python. So that was all for this video. Have a nice day, guys. See you in the next video.